Welcome to the Voices of the World with your host, Anel. In these podcasts, we uncover the extraordinary lessons hidden within the lives of ordinary people. Each episode is a journey into the heart of life's teachings, shared through the stories of those who have lived them. Join me as we celebrate the wisdom and resilience found in every corner of the world. Here, every voice matters, and every story is a lesson in the art of living. Let's discover the world together, one life lesson at a time. Hey guys, super happy to have you today at Voices of the World. Today we have interesting topic and interesting guest. It is Joana Nobre. I met this lady at my beauty studio at Into Beauty, and when I met Joana, what struck me is her natural glow of beauty. I could see, as a person who has been in the beauty business for quite a few years, that you really take care of yourself. You're doing something super nice, because I could see that your skin glow, that freshness that you have in you, it's something healthy. It's nothing like that was injected or like anything fake in a way. And then when I started to see you more often and start to see what do you do, I was surprised that Joana is author of the book. The book is in Portuguese, but soon hopefully will be published also in English. It's a short history of cosmetics, of beauty. And I thought, this is amazing. And I see that a lot of very famous brands invite you for you to do educational trainings and lots of other things. And I'm the type of person, as well as my listeners of Voices of the World, we like to meet interesting people that went out of their comfort zone, who have been developing and investing in themselves money, time, education to be where they are. So I'm super happy to have you, Joana, today. I would like you to introduce to our listeners what you do, where you're from, what was your journey to become who you are today?
Thank you so much, Anel. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm very happy, honestly, because I met you in your studio, and you were always so kind with me. And it's important for me to share, of course, with you and your listeners something about me. I hope they will like it too. I'm pharmacist. I'm 42 years old. I'm happy that you said that I have a natural beauty because it's natural. I don't do aesthetic medicine. I don't have nothing to say against, of course. You can do whatever you want, but I have a problem with the needles, so I won't be able to inject anything on my skin. So I just use cosmetics, period. I'm 42, as I told you. Honestly, I don't feel 42 in my skin. I take care of me since I was a baby because my parents are both doctors. So I always put some sunscreen on my face, moisturizers and so. But I think the secret is I do not exposure myself to sun. So I'm not a big fan of the beach, even if I'm Portuguese, born and raised here. But yes, I have very fairy skin. I was telling you that I'm a pharmacist. I did my university in the north of Portugal. I'm not from Lisbon. I was born in a small city, Coimbra, in the center of Portugal. And I went to university in Porto, where I lived for 13 years. This year, I will do the same number of years in Lisbon as I did in Porto. 13, nice. Yes. I'm living in Lisbon since I married my husband.
Superb.
Yes, so I'm married for 13 years already, and I'm happy. And I'm happy to say that I'm happy because marriage is not easy. And nowadays we travel a lot, we work a lot, so we have very busy lives, but we are happy with our careers. And I think this is very important for a marriage. We support each other very, very much. And basically that's it. I did my university in pharmacy. And then I did a master in cosmetics, post-graduations in branding, luxury management, and I work in cosmetics since 2005. Yes.
Okay. And I think what strikes me the most is that you can even mention those brands. I think you get invited to a lot of events. You are very, I would say, multi-talented, because it's not only not only beauty, but you always have new passion, new projects. As we can see here, your book, for example, it's amazing to meet such multi-talented people. And at the beginning, now in our introduction, I would like you to brag about yourself. So tell me which brands you've been working and you've been invited
Okay, just to explain why I'm invited and why they want me to talk about the products. I don't consider myself an influencer because this is my job full-time since 2005. I started as a technical director for a company with lots of brands, not only brands from pharmacy, but also high perfumery, like Valmont, for example. It's an amazing brand. And for almost 16 years, I worked for the company. I had, in the last 3 years, I just quit in 2021. And for the last 3 years, I had an international position. I was based in Lisbon, but every week I went to Paris, at least 2 days in Paris, and the other subsidiaries of the group that were all over the world, because I was the international training manager. So I was in charge to supervise all the training in the other subsidiaries, Italy, United States, China, and so on, a lot of subsidiaries. And it was very important for me because I met a lot of people, different cultures, different ways to think. And I'm very, very curious. I think it's my scientific part. I always try to know why and understand the process. Since I finished university, I started doing classes in university. I kept the link with university. And I think today in Portugal, I can say that I am considered an authority in the field of cosmetics because I continue to teach. I have my own post-graduation at Nova Medical School in cosmetological sciences, only for pharmacists. But we also have some seminars or workshops for doctors, nurses, people that work with cosmetics, not only pharmacists. So I think when I work with brands, I work the scientific part. Of course, I have the branding and the marketing inside me because I adore to communicate. But that's it. Even if I'm communicating a product of a brand, I always try to explain the mechanism of the ingredient, the history of the ingredient, and you told that I wrote a book about history, and yes, it's my passion. I always want to know which was the first product, the first lipstick, why it's so important to use lipstick, or why it's so important to have a perfect skin, but the meaning of things, not in a superficial way. And nowadays I have my own company, and I work with a lot of brands. For example, Elizabeth Arden, Estée Lauder, Dior, all L'Oreal Group. I work with La Roche-Posay, that I adore. It's an amazing brand. SkinCeuticals, Vichy, and many more. Yes.
Wow, we guys who are listening to us now, we're super lucky to have you, Joana.
Thank you.
I definitely will use this opportunity because I think right now more and more people becoming more conscious about their beauty, and I wonder, as a human being, as a woman, as the owner of Into Beauty Studio, do you feel that trend is changing? That people starting to care more about themselves in a healthier way and in natural beauty? Or you feel that, for example, the beauty trend is now like injections and surgicals? What do you see from your perspective?
We use cosmetics since ever, since the old Egypt and even before. So the history of cosmetics is the history of the humanity. We use them for religious issues, communication, protection, and so on. So they are super important for the human being since ever. I think, and nowadays we are talking a lot about Sephora kids and kids that want to use a lot of cosmetics because they don't want to age and so on. It's a problem. Not a problem to use cosmetics, but a problem to have afraid of getting old. And for me, this fear of getting old is the reflection of the family, the mothers and the fathers, but more the mothers, of course, because women are the target of aesthetic medicine most of the time. So I think we have a huge number of women doing aesthetic medicine, and not the majority, of course, but a lot. And the number is growing and growing and growing in Portugal. Some countries, for example, like Brazil, are starting to look differently for aesthetic medicine because they have a long past with aesthetic medicine. They started long ago, not like in Portugal, that we have a recent history. So I think in Portugal and Europe, we are still growing. And in my opinion, and I don't want to judge, of course, you can do whatever you want with your body, of course, but I think that in a short period of time, I don't know, 15, 20 years, we will regret. And I think we will look for this period of history, beauty history, like we nowadays look for Queen Elizabeth I that put the mask of youth with plum and mercury and died with intoxication. So I think, of course, we inject things that apparently are safe, but the motivation, it's not healthy, I think. So it's a big discussion, this topic about aesthetic medicine and which doctors should do. Because if you do aesthetic medicine to improve your well-being, your mental health, maybe you should have an appointment with a psychiatrist or a psychologist before to understand. I know that sometimes we need to change outside to then change our interior. But it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous, honestly. So we have these kind of consumers and we have the opposite. The ones that won't do anything, that want to apply simple cosmetics, never touch the skin, because they they believe that it's a natural process to get old, and they try to eat healthy food, do some exercise, and they believe it will help and it will be enough. So we have both, I think.
So the core question, you don't look 42. Like, I will never tell that you are even 30, because you really look healthy, beautiful. And I think that's super rare. Like, that's why I'm happy to know you never done injections, because I felt that you've never done. I could see that you have nice, healthy little wrinkles, but it's all beautiful, you know? My question to you, what is the golden rule of being at that age, plus 40, still looking healthy, fit, beautiful? Is it about feeling or wrapping? Meaning, do you care for what you eat, what dietary supplements, or it's more about what you apply, maybe all in one?
My mother, she's 73 and she has an amazing skin. So I think we have genetic here involved. This is something that I cannot control. It's natural, so it's a part of me. But it's true that I always be very careful with my skin. So I think we have nature and the cosmetics helping me. But to be coherent with the things I said before, I think the mental health, in my case, it's also very important. I started to do 17 years ago psychoanalysis. So I have my mind very, it's like a fitness, weekly fitness for my mind. And I did it for 17 years and I will continue. And this this mental part of my health, I think, I truly believe, impacts my skin. And it's one of the fields that I like to study, and I hope I will start my doctorate in this part, neurocosmetics. Most of the time, if you have a problem in your skin, for example, rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, you have a mental problem. It's the percentage is superior to 30% of the time, so it's huge. And I think in my case, it's the mental health that impacts most my quality of skin, honestly.
I love what you're saying. No, genuinely, because I believe in that. I don't know if you've heard, but at Into Beauty last year, we announced Total Upgrade, the project where we completely changed the appearance of a woman before and after. Mm-hmm. So we teach her how to do self-makeup, self-care, we change her color, we work with stylists, we do shopping. And I can see that at least a person feels much better after this surface change. Mm-hmm. But at some point, I also understand, besides surface, the person is still the same, with the same problem, with same mental issues, traumas. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I'm still like total upgrade 2.0 for me is to find nice psychologists who will actually work with the person together with the upgrade that we provide.
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree with you. I felt it with myself. Mm-hmm. I'm in therapy also, not like you, not 17 years, but 2 years now. And who I was before and now, it's completely different people. Less prejudice, much more happy, and much more sincere with myself and the world. I think that's very important.
Yes, and another topic, very important, it's the way your mind impacts your gut. The brain-gut-skin connection, it's a very, very hot topic in cosmetics now. So if you have a good mind, your gut will work better, your skin will be better, so it's all connected. So, yeah.
So basically what you're saying is that if you feel that there's change in your, let's say, daily routine, if you feel like something wrong with your gut, stomach problems, issues, first you really need to ask yourself if I'm all right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's it. No doubt.
Wow.
Yes.
that's a game changer. Actually never heard of that before. So this is amazing. Tell me then, unfortunately, all those big brands and like I would say fast fashion and a lot of consumption economy kind of give us and feeds us with different things, like just buy, it's beautiful, you will be like plump your lips, it will become better, put this foundation, your skin will be even. It means that social media and all the news that we're seeing unfortunately inform us maybe with the completely wrong concept towards our beauty. Tell me please, how do you think, with all what we're seeing, like I'm a curvy woman. I don't consider myself overweight, but I consider myself a curvy woman. How for women who just gave birth, they are overweight, they are depressed, they are willing to sleep, or even men who work day and night to make sure that they feed their family and they try to lose weight, they try to be healthy, but there's so much going on the social media that affects our self-esteem. And not all of us have means to pay to psychology sessions, to go to shrink. So how do you think we can cope with all the pressure we have on our own?
It's a difficult question, but it's true. Sometimes we don't have the means to work our mind. So I think as much as possible, we should eat well and do some exercise. You don't need to pay to go to a gym. You can run, you can go to the beach. One of the most amazing things that we have in Portugal is that you cannot put a beach private. It's for all. It's very democratic. So even without spending money, you can enjoy your life. I know, and you too, we speak, but we have privilege. So sometimes we need to understand that we are talking in a position that the colors are very bright and shine and everything. But as much as possible, and it's something that we can work with ourselves. Try to find joy every day in small things. And of course, in social media, and we just go to TikTok or Instagram, and we must know that the information that we received is curated. I just put on my Instagram what I want. I don't put my dog's disease. I don't put the days that I'm sad because I don't want. But you know that a lot of people put images inside the hospital. When they go to the hospital, look, here I am, complain, they complain. I think you can educate yourself to try to see the best things in life. And it's like an engine. When you start, in the beginning it's difficult, but after a while it will work. And maybe it will take a year or more, but after that time you will be able to educate yourself and do the process. So I think it's difficult, of course. Even if you have everything in your life, you will have sad days and bad things happening. But as much as possible, try to see joy.
Do you think the same recipe will be even for the young adults, like kids during their puberty? Because that's like time.
No, hormones, they are dangerous. It happened the same with a woman in menopause. It's very complicated because you go from 0 to 100 in minutes. It's not easy if in 1 minute you are sweating all over you. It will impact you, of course. It's not easy if you need to think about the tissue, the fabric that you are wearing because you are on menopause and you know that in 2 minutes you will be all wet. So this impacts your skin and your mind. But and of course puberty too, because kids, they have a lot of things happening. But that's it. I think in the near future we will have mental health more available. I'm not sure if Portugal will be a country that will benefit immediately, but for example, a country like the UK, they are very, very committed to brain and mental health. So
what will be advice for you then for young adults on puberty and menopause? Also to seek mental support?
Mental support, yes, and try to talk with your doctor, your general doctor or dermatologist, endocrinologist, to understand how you can help yourself and try to find the right information, because sometimes you don't receive help because you have a lot of misinformation and sometimes myths, wrong ideas. Science, it's not something that you find very easily on social media. You have a lot of people saying a lot of wrong ideas. So try to find someone with science to help you and take whatever you need to take, drugs or cosmetics or both, to be as much as better as you can in your skin, in your life. Yes.
Do you think could be any like a ritual that at least I would say any human being, whether you're a woman or man, should have in their skincare?
Yes. At least clean your skin morning and evening. This is very, very important. Choose a product that you like to use. If you prefer something with fragrance, to rinse with water, choose whatever you want and do it morning and evening. Then moisturize your skin. It's very important. Sometimes you believe that only drinking water you will have a moisturizer skin. No, it's only with cosmetics. You need to drink water, of course, but even if you drink the right amount for you, you can have dry skin or dehydrated skin. So only with cosmetics you will put water and you will retain water in your skin. And after, in the morning, you need to use your sun protector. all the time. There's a lot of wrong information about sun protection online. You use whatever you want. Sometimes people believe that sunscreen with chemical filters is not good. It's wrong. Trust the brands that you have in your market, because in Europe and of course the United States and Brazil, you have legislation, but in Europe we are very, very restrict with the cosmetics. So you can buy your cosmetics, trust the brands, and use the products. You need to be consistent. It's not something that you do once in a while. You need to do it every single day. And I'm sure if you pick the good products for your skin, not something that you saw on internet that, my friend is using these, or I saw the influencer X using that. No, pick the right products for you, use it, and you will see the result.
Any recommendation on SPFs? Like, is it just 50 SPF or some specific formula? Because right now you have 50 SPF and then a lot of other things that you need to look after.
Yes.
I more or less know that, but I actually discovered only recently. Could you please share with our listeners?
I used to say that the best sunscreen is the one that you like to apply, because you need to apply it every day and you need to reapply during the day. So choose one that you like. In terms of texture, fragrance, the finalization is also very important. If you have dark spots, for example, use with color. You need to apply the correct amount of product, so make sure that you choose a sun protector with the color that fits your skin. But because they have color, they have pigments, it's another filter to your sun protection. So basically is the thing I will recommend. If you have dark spots, use with color. If you don't have, you can use whatever you want and reapply. Ideally, in 2 hours. From 2 hours, you need to reapply the sun protector. But use it.
Do you feel there's any difference between European standards and like Asian, like K-beauty, for example, is very popular?
Of course.
Could you please, like, I'm just because know that it's very popular among young adults, and I would like you to share actually your view on this.
Yes. K-beauty and J-beauty is completely different, because for most of the European consumer, take care of skin is not a good momentum. It's like, oh, so boring. Oh, I will lose my time. I need to do this. It's not something pleasant. In K-beauty and J-beauty, you have long rituals with several products. So you have light textures because you need to do the layering. You need to apply a product, then another product. You clean, for example, you clean your skin with 3 or 4 products, different products. Here, if you say to a consumer, you need to clean with these and then put this other tonic or whatever. Oh, do I really need it? So it's a completely different mind, and thank God we are being impacted with K-beauty and J-beauty to understand that long rituals are really more good for our skin. It's science proved that if you have more elaborated ritual, you will have more benefits. Why? Because you start to work your brain again. So you will spend time with you will touch your skin, you will feel your skin, and the impact is super powerful for your skin. So,
wow.
Yes.
So having that moment in the morning and at night, just between you and your skin.
Yes. It's amazing for your health, mental and physical health.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's actually...
So try to enjoy that moment. If you want to put some music, if you want to have a different light in your bathroom or your room, do it, because it will help you. I talk a lot about synesthesia, and there's a lot of brands working. For example, Lush is one of the brands that works nowadays really well with synesthesia and cosmetics, because if you go to a spa from Lush, you have the cosmetics, of course, but you also have the aromatherapy. They put a specific music, a specific color in the room, the temperature. So you will be impacted not only with the touch of the person that will do the ritual or yourself, but all the other things that will communicate with you. All the senses are involved. And you can do it in your home.
Yeah, so
Just
sensorial
replicate.
marketing, right?
Yes,
Make sure the aesthetics are good. Very nice. I can see that when you talk about beauty, I can see your eyes, your body, you're full of passion to what you do. Where do you get that motivation?
Since I was a little girl, honestly, I was a very good student. I grew up in a family that always support me and always clapped hands saying, "Oh my God, it was amazing. You wrote very well or you speak very well." So I grew up in an amazing family that always gave me a lot of love and a lot of confidence and everything. I have an older brother. It's my only brother. Of course, my brother, it's different. And he was very important in my education because we are very close in ages, only 18 months, but he's very rigorous and a little bit severe. So he was the responsible to put my feet on the ground, But the rest of my family was always there clapping hands. So I grew up being invited, of course, to study, to know more about a lot of topics. For example, arts and photography that I like, and I always try to integrate in cosmetics too. And I think I always study, and I always like to communicate the things that I learned. So I think that's my passion, to teach in a good way. It's not something that comes with arrogance. I don't think I know everything. Actually, I think all the scientists are humble because they understand that as much as you know, you start to understand that you don't know a lot. You need to study more and more and more. And that's my passion. Yes.
Very nice. Where in your life you felt like, because nowadays I feel like it's the world becoming more competitive.
Yes.
If like we're talking about AI right now, there is also already a lot of studies on how AI will change the beauty trend and industry. In your view, like imagine a girl who just went out of university or maybe graduated high school. How will she become you?
It's a good question. I work a lot. I have a lot of students, most of the time women, of course. And sometimes I listen to that, I would like to have your career. I must say that I'm here since 2005. I work in the field for almost 20 years. It's not something that happened for a year to the other. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you need to be very consistent in your choices. And if you know you have a path, you, as much as possible, try to follow. And I know that for this new generation, people with 20 till 30, I must say, I think they want things very fast, immediately. They want to be famous, they want to have success, they want to earn money from a day to the other. And it's not like that, not at all. So it's difficult, it's hard, but if you know that it's your passion and if you know what's your goal, step by step, work, and I'm sure you will be there. I don't have any special talent. I'm just as much normal as the others. So if I was able, everybody can do it, I think, honestly.
Didn't you had some hiccups on the way? Like, life is never glorious. I understand you had hard work.
Yes,
so
of course.
Tell me that moment, that maybe if you can share what happened and how did you overcome that?
To give you the context, I lost my father when I had 5 years old. So, of course, it was a big happening for a kid, especially a girl, because you soon understand that you can lose everything. So it was a big happening in my life. And maybe that's the reason why I always, my family, of course, giving me the support, and myself, to be conscious that it's important to work my mind and try to understand sadness, not being afraid to contact with sadness, to accept bad moments. That's life. And of course, you need to have a good family and a good group of friends. You need to find support. But that's it. During my career, I had some bad moments, of course. Even now, sometimes I have bad days, of course, like everybody. But I always try to understand why the bad moment happened. I think it's very important to try to understand why it was a bad moment, why I'm sad with that happening, why this impacts me so badly, right? To have the time to make the reflection, to understand the process. And then if you realize that you did some mistakes, try to avoid them next time. It seems very basic, but I think you need to be conscious about everything. And so if you realize that you did a mistake, try to avoid it. And of course, live and learn. I think it's the most important. As much as possible, try to be like the kids. Always curious, open-minded. It's really important. And accept changing, because everything changes all the time.
So what is your recipe to cope with sadness? When sadness happens to your life, what do you do? Do you talk to yourself, Ron, it's gonna be all right? And first thing, because I don't imagine myself when something really major happens, asking myself why. Of course you'll say, why on earth it will happen to me? But you don't have strength to go to that investigation and reflection, retrospective moment, right? So what do you do?
To be honest with you, and this may seem very bizarre, but the first thing I try to understand is at what part of the menstrual month, cycle I am.
Wow.
Because it has an amazing impact on us, women, I think. So if I realize that I'm in the period of ovulation or whatever, my brain as a scientist, try to work and say, okay, so you are feeling sad because you are in this part of the circle, so don't be upset, go for a walk, drink a tea, call a friend, whatever. Try to be happy. It works for me, honestly. But I'm scientist, so I have this way to think. Of course, sometimes you are sad and you don't have any reason to be sad, apparently, because there's always a reason. A bad word from someone that you love, something that reminds you someone that it's not here anymore. So I lost a lot of important people in my life. So I miss a lot of important people in my life all the time. But I'm not afraid of crying or being sad to remind me of my father or my grandfather or my grandmother. Honestly, I try to see, wow, I'm crying because I miss them, because they were good for me, and because I lived so happy moments with them. So I accept, honestly. But I don't know, it works for me. Maybe it does not work for everybody. I'm not an optimistic person. If I compare myself with my husband, I'm very, very realistic. Yeah. That's it. But if I compare myself with my husband is optimistic. He always believes that everything will be beautiful, everything will be okay. And it's good for me to have someone by my side.
I think he positively contaminated you a little bit with the positive vibes. That's
yes,
good.
Yes.
So in the case of your career, didn't you had some backstabbing, some enemies, some competitors?
Yes.
What do you feel towards them? How do you cope with those people around you?
Yes, it's not easy, and you need to understand that we are. Everybody is the person and the circumstances. And sometimes you receive a bad word and the person that said the bad word is even worse than you are. So I always try to see what's behind the scenes, why it was so bad to me or wherever. So I don't have a lot. During my career, I think, honestly, that I did not have a lot of enemies. I cannot call enemies, of course, it's too strong. But sometimes it was difficult. Cosmetics, I don't want to sound we say in Portuguese, velho do restelo, some old school lady that believes in that kind of things. But I think that, I don't know, I lost myself. I was about to say something.
That you didn't have a lot of competitors throughout your life. You don't believe, but when...
Yes, but I was trying to say something about... yes, I remember, sorry. Cosmetics, it's a universe of women. So there's a lot of women working in cosmetics. And sometimes women are bad with each other. You know that. It's not a cliche. It's like that. So nowadays we talk a lot about sisterhood, but I think we need to cultivate it. Really, we need to help each other. The world is not easy. Men are very... They continue to have the most important jobs. Even in cosmetics, you have a company with 100 women and then the CEO is a man. So I think we need to be better with each other. I always say the example of Elizabeth Arden. She was an amazing woman for herself, but she always tried to be good for the other women. She was very supportive, and it's a big inspiration for me. She did an amazing job. And yes, so some people were not okay with me, but not enemies. The most difficult situation for me, it's when someone tried to copy, my words, my design, my ideas. I stress a lot with that, and it happened. And when you have a strong style, a strong personality, you know exactly why you wrote that word, why you choose that image, and I recognize it like mine. I'm very, protective of my things. So yes, it's a difficult topic for me, and it happened.
But you are the fighter. So you're not the person who will be quiet. You will go and you...
Oh, yes. I face the problems. I really face the problems, yes. I'm not afraid. And I always try to put in words what I have in my mind. I'm a writer. I always write my ideas. I'm very used to put in words what I have in my mind. And it's very helpful for me.
Amazing. You're definitely I knew that before, but I just have reconfirmation how multi-talented you are, definitely.
Thank you.
How do you think we should support each other as women?
It's difficult. And you have two trends, of course. One that defends nature and the other nurture. So I think it's not only in the jobs that we fight with each other. It's something that we receive by education outside the office. So it's very difficult when you go to work to leave everything behind. You are still the same person with the education that you received, with the with all the inputs that you receive when you do exercise outside with your friends or so. As much as possible, if you have the notion that we are not doing the best we can for each other, try to correct. Do not be afraid to help, because I think it always comes from a place of insecurity. Right? You are not helping that girl because you are afraid that girl will stay with your job, with your husband, with your whatever, right? It's insecurity. So maybe we need to try to fortify our faith in ourselves. And for me, in my opinion, it comes with education. But education, not something that you learn in university. Education all over.
Values.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And try to diversify your interests. Learn history, art, architecture. Even if you work in science, go for a museum, try to see different things, inspire yourself. I think it's something that you can also stimulate in you, even if you don't have it, because of course, sometimes you are born with some skills, sometimes you don't. But I think it's very important to diversify and try to educate yourself.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think only inspired person can inspire others as well and support the other person.
Yes.
What do you think that, like, since we touched the topic of values, how do you think that world of values for both men and women, for minorities, how is that world changing with AI being present?
A difficult question too. Regarding cosmetics, it's a field where we always try to anticipate the trends because it's very related with consumer trends. So it's a market that develops very, very fast. So I think we, in terms of integration and to be able to embrace all the bodies, all the colors of the identities, cosmetics are amazing, honestly. And the impact of cosmetics in the minorities is tremendous. If you think about a trans woman, for example, if with the cosmetics, makeup, for example, you can change a person. So it's very empowering. It's super powerful. So yes, and history helped us to understand too. For example, during World War II, Churchill declares that red lipstick was essential, and the population had access to lipstick like they have for milk or eggs. So because Churchill, a man, recognized that women wearing lipstick will feel better, and if they feel better, they will impact in a positive way society, and everything will work better. So do not underestimate the power of cosmetics. They have a tremendous impact, and they are very helpful for representation. If a cosmetic brand pick black woman to be the ambassador, as we have, for example, nowadays with Zendaya or so, a young black girl will recognize herself. So they have a role model. They can think, okay, one day will be me. We need, and cosmetics, fashion, they have an amazing impact. So,
but how do you think artificial intelligence will change the beauty world and our world in general? Do you think that in future we'll have robots doing the manicures and hair, or what's your personal view?
I don't think so, no, because we really need woman touch. We are animals, so we are still animals. So we still love to be touched by humans. And that's it. So it's very important. I think, for example, one of the jobs that can be replaced, and I hope I won't shock anybody, is doctors. Because you need to have a good diagnostic. That's it. And if you enter a machine, and the machine with a lot of information collected for many, many, many years and different images and so on, can give you a better diagnostic, yes, doctors are in danger, because you just need to know what you have, and then you need to receive the prescription, buy the drugs and so on. But these kind of jobs, like someone to do a massage for you, someone to do your nails, someone to comb your hair, no. You still need and you still want to have a human being touching you. And neurocosmetics explain this very, very well.
Wow.
Yes. For example, just to give you an example, when you start a massage, you activate some fibers, neurological fibers on your skin. And that will give you a sense of pleasure or a sense of pain, whatever. You feel the touch. But after 20 minutes, you have different fibers being stimulated, and then you are able to feel, I am in a secure place. I want to be here. I belong here. And it's something that you cannot measure. You feel it or you won't feel it. So only human beings can give you that emotion. So no, I don't think AI will replace these kind of jobs. No.
Okay.
Luckily for you.
Yes. So the Into Beauty is still on the market then for another.
Yes, and I will take the moment to congratulate you because I am a big fan of Into Beauty. No matter the person that do my nails, I know that you are very rigorous and you follow the protocol. So it's always good. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's actually music to my ears to hear that because I'm not originally from beauty industry at all. Like I'm ex-financier, mobile applications and games. So for me to hear from expert like you are that we're doing the right job at Into Beauty, that's amazing.
You are.
Really, thank you so much. So we're approaching the end, and I always like to sum up podcasts with lessons that I learned. Mm-hmm. So for me, I see a very strong person who invested tons of time, tons of years, effort and strength, energy towards her education. Mm-hmm. So we have a saying, you need to first work to earn the respect, and then respect will work for you, right? So you need to work first for that respect, and then that respect will work for you. And I think now you're really gathering those fruits of your hard work, definitely hard work, because we know that whether it was 2005, whether it's now, it's always huge competition. You're a girl from Coimbra. Mm-hmm. You made your way to Portugal. You made your way to the world arena of very extremely competitive industry, such as beauty. So really, well done on that.
Thank you.
I really want to know your true lessons of life. That we've understood that one has to always be curious, read, and learn. But to be a happy person, you, Joana Nobre, what one has to do?
I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's the simple things, honestly. It's a walk with my dog, a dinner with my husband. Of course, I like expensive things, like all the girls, jewelry and so on. But I'm 42, and now the priority for me is peace. I just want peace to do my job and to have a happy moment every day. I don't need more. Bad things happen, they will happen all the time, but as much as possible, try to find joy. That's my daily work on myself, honestly. 42 years to understand that, but yes.
Oh, little by little.
Little by little, yes. I'm talking with you and it sounds like a conversation between friends, but I'm not I'm not shy, of course not. I don't have any problem to go to a stage and speak for 1,000 people. I'm not afraid. I'm used to that and I like it. But I'm not I'm not very open with my intimacy. No. So, and I don't, if you have a lot of friends in a group, I'm not the person that is always talking and saying everything. I'm not me, myself, and I, you understand? But it's also a very important thing to say. It's listen to others. You were born with a mouth and 2 ears. So you need to hear more than you talk, in my opinion. So try to listen to others, learn with others, and you don't need to feel on your skin. Sometimes you learn only with the example. And it's good, and it's okay. And you are still learning. And that's it.
Very last question.
Yes.
Imagine yourself 5 years old when you lost your father. You're talking to young little girl Joana. What will you tell to her today?
It's terrible. It's the worst thing that can happen to a kid. Science prove. You will suffer all your life. So please try to do the best job with yourself that you can and try to pick small things because, of course, it was terrible, but I have lucky with my mother, with my stepfather, with my grandparents, with my brother. So don't be or try not to be a victim, even if you are, because you will always be a victim, because it's super sad to lose your father, of course. But try to find joy. That's it.
Thank you so much. I really want to clap. I know we can't clap, but thank you so much. It was not only super powerful, helpful, useful information with a lot of interesting facts, but most important, pleasant and genuine. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. We speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.